Welcome to the Lumbridge Night Christmas Event Guide. To do this event, you don't need anything, all the items are found on the quest, you get nearly 80,000 coins worth of reward, and it probably takes you about 10 minutes of time, and it's just a bit of festive fun for the season. So, watch the video and find out how to get involved. Merry Christmas! Welcome to the Lumbridge Night Christmas Event Guide. Remember to subscribe and like our videos if you don't want to miss out on any of the hints, tips, tricks and guides that we're going to be bringing you on this channel. So, here I am in Faldor. You can see on the map by the asterisks, and the event is just north of Faldor at the sort of crossroads between the members area and where, so close to Doric's quest location. Now head up where you can see the Christmas tree and speak to the goblin Scrubfoot. Now, I'm going to be going through kind of all the narrative just to kind of enjoy the quest and show you the full end-to-end experience. It's not like hugely complicated, obviously it's just a bit of fun for the season. Essentially, the goblins are spying on the humans of Faldor because the goblins have decided Christmas is good and they want to steal it for themselves. So that's kind of the premise of the sort of quest, like the event. It's not an official quest, it doesn't appear in your quest guide. But that's the event's purpose, that's the narrative behind the story. Following this, I'm trying to explain to the guy that you can't just steal Christmas, it's not a thing. But obviously the goblins aren't the brightest sparks, so it's not really kind of sinking in. Now, following this, I head up to the Goblin Village. It's the same place where you do the Goblin Diplomacy quest. Check out my quest guide if you haven't done that quest yet. If it's not available, I'm working on it and it will be available shortly, as well as guides for all of the other free-to-play quests. And it's the same generals that you speak to. So you speak to the generals, they're still arguing about the colour of armour. Their mission is to invade Faldor, I think it is, or just any human domain, and steal Christmas. So I'm gonna hightail it up there. At all the points where I'm walking, I'm gonna like speed the video up a little bit. I recommend you kind of like, if you're a member, try and work on your agility, obviously, or save your run, and take some energy potions because there's a little bit of walking, not a huge amount, but when we do the walking, I'll try and speed through. So here I'm in Goblin Village, talking to General Warface and Bentnose, and basically kind of trying to explain to them what Christmas is because they don't really have any concept of Christmas. So you kind of click through the narrative and we'll eventually get to some options where it talks about like decorations, trees, food and gifts. And you've got to click through each option on its own to kind of progress the quest and unlock the next stages so that when you come back you can then explain each of those topics to the generals. So here we go. Do you know anything about Christmas? And I should unlock the option now to explain to them about like the Christmas tree. I think Christmas tree is one, or is that just decorations? Yeah, decorations, trees, gifts, food. So yeah, as I said, click through each one of these options in turn. Be careful because when you finished one, the order might move around a little bit, so you can end up clicking the same one twice and wasting some time. Obviously I'm trying to get through this quite quickly. All in all, I'm aiming for like a 10-minute completion, which it's definitely achievable, especially if you've got some energy potions so you can run, as I mentioned earlier. In the summary for the video, I kind of explained about the request rewards. Now, you get not only the giant boulder, which is kind of like the giant goblin head you can like hit things with. It's not a particularly great weapon, but it's quite comedic. You get every single reward from all the past quests as well. So you get like a Santa hat, party hat, inverted Santa hat, the snow globe. Members get even more stuff that can be claimed from Diango at Draenor Village. He's the one with all the kind of fancy event gear, essentially. It's where you get the cabbage cape from that my character's currently wearing, as well as some other useful bits and pieces. So, at the conclusion of the quest, if you are a member or if you don't have enough inventory space, head over to him to claim the other items that you've missed. Going back to the conversation, the goblins have now requested eye meat or something gross. So that's all the options. Now once we've finished that conversation, zoom the camera out, spin it around, and you can see there's a ladder going down underneath one of the cabins, one of the huts. Head down that ladder. Once down the ladder, you're in the goblin kitchen. Search the drawers to get some mouldy sawdust. Ooh, it smells. Search the sacks by the ladder to get some rotten meat. And then search the shelves to get some stale bread, I believe. Once you have all three of these items, you just need to use one on the cauldron, and your character will go off and make a goblin stew. It looks lovely. God knows what happens if you eat it. I didn't actually try it. I'm assuming you can make another one just by searching the drawers and the sack and the cupboard again. But let me know in the comments if your character's brave enough to try it. Let me know what happens. Be intrigued to see if it damages you or if your character voms or something. Who knows? So head back up the ladder once you've got the goblin stew and head to this chest. You can see it there. Search the treasure chest. Now you'll be asked 3 questions, and to get the gift bag you need to 3 times correctly identify the goblin item. So there's like a weird sort of black goblin mail there. That's kind of the goblin item there. And then the next one, between that, the hammer's probably the more aggressive thing, so pick the hammer. And then I got the same one again, so choose the goblin chest plate. And then I've got the bag of gifts. Now head to the cave entrance and head through there. And inside, you'll see a sled. Go pick up a sled. These just like infinite spawn. Head to the start of the slope. I just clicked once, assuming it would work, but you need to actually use the sled on the slope, and then it'll ask you if you want to go down it. So do that, yes. Now, it's quite easy to do. You can't fall off, and you'll see these little sections sort of, I suppose they're supposed to be ice sections. Now, if you click on the dots slow you down, make you stop. If you click on the lines speed you up. But they only speed you up if you keep clicking past the point, so you can see how there my character just stopped. That's because I just like clicked on the lines. You still need to kind of click ahead to get your character to move. It's not a big section of the game. It probably takes about 30 seconds to a minute max. Apparently, when you get to the end, this is still going to be open, so you can kind of like try and do a bit of a time trial, post times against your mates. I don't know if there's any kind of reward for like a faster time or not, but yeah, if you have done this afterwards, you know, why not post the times in the comments? We'll see who can get like the fastest time. And yeah, as you can see, I'm coming to the end there now. Just got the last few ice fields to navigate. Just get my way through, and then you can see this little slope, and this is going to fire me into the last area. Boom, there we go. Character's landed safe and sound, which can't be said for Scrubfoot, who's now embedded in the wall there to the north. You can see that crevice on the right hand side of the screen. That's how you get out, and you just need to collect one of each, so you need 1 green and 1 red firefly. I talked to Scrubfoot just for the end-to-end experience of the event. You don't have to talk to him if you don't want to. You can just exit the cave right now, but I just talked to him just to see what he was doing and confirm how I get out of here. It looks like he kind of did the same thing as us, except his sled went a lot faster and he ended up wedged in the wall. Anyhow, I think that's probably the end of that. Yep, so I'm done with that. Let's look for the way out. There it is to the top. And head back, squeeze through the crevice to get out. And this will take us back to the start cave at the top. There we go. And head back out the cave into the goblin village. Now you can see here that I kind of clicked because I thought I was finished. I'm not. I still haven't sorted out the goblin Christmas tree, or in their case a boulder. So I need to head back around to the top of the village. Just to that boulder there on the top of the screen, you can see overlooking. I've sped the video up a little bit. This is definitely a place where you want to be able to use your run. This is the longest walk of the event. So if you've got an energy potion or your run, toggle it on now. And you need to find a stick at the top of the cliff. As you can see there, my character's just picked up a stick, the spawn infinite. Use the stick on the boulder to push the boulder down into the goblin village. Yep, roll the boulder down. And there you can now see it in the center of the goblin village. And head back down. Again, I'm going to speed this bit up. This is the reverse of what you've just done. So if you've got any run or energy potion, use it now if you need to. Head back to the village, and I'm going to inspect the boulder to see what it says. A large potato-shaped boulder. It sort of looks like a goblin's head, doesn't it? When you get to the end of the event, you can see the goblins decorate it. I'm wondering if you've completed the Goblin Diplomacy quest. There's actually a brown set of goblin armor on top of it. I think you might only get that if you've completed the Goblin Diplomacy quest. So let me know, anyone out there who hasn't completed the Goblin Diplomacy quest, if there's a set of goblin armor on top of your boulder tree thing. Anyway, I'm now back at the generals, talking them through each option. So I've given them the decorations first. Now I'm going to give them the bag of gifts, which was a hammer and 2 sets of goblin armor. Strange. And then we're going to talk to them about food. Again, just going through each of the options one at a time, working my way down the list. And at the end of this, the goblins basically decide that Goblin Christmas is far better than Human Christmas, and that they are essentially too full to undergo an invasion about now. So they're going to postpone the invasion, and way, you've saved Christmas. So when you get to the end of this, there we go, Merry Christmas, and you get your reward. Now, all in all, that's taken me about 12 minutes. You could have done it a lot faster because you could have skipped through the dialogue. Obviously, you've seen there the membership thing popped up. If you are a member, you get more rewards. And remember, these can be claimed from Diango in Draenor Village if you've got full inventory. And here's the goblin boulder that you can attack things with. I don't think it's particularly good, or my character's not particularly good anyway, because it takes me a long time to kill this guy. But it's a bit of fun. Who doesn't want to attack people with a giant goblin head with squashed fireflies stuck to it? Why the hell not? But yeah, so that is basically the end of the RuneScape 2020, old school RuneScape 2020 Christmas event. Look out for more in the future. These are really good because they're kind of giving you all the items from the previous ones at the same time, so no one's missing out. I mean, it's bad from an economy point of view, but I mean, as you can see, I've done this as an Iron Man character, so it doesn't matter anyway because I couldn't trade these items. I might be at a high alch some for cash. There's also a present you can hit people with, and you can see there's a few different costumes and things you can wear: party hats, Santa hats. Everything you could wish for to celebrate the festive season. So if this has been at all useful to you, please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear your opinion on things, and I'd love to find out if that goblin stew was indeed toxic. So all that's left for me to say is Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the Lumbridge Knight. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.